Hi, everyone, and welcome to Voice of Crypto's daily news episode where we talk about all things crypto, blockchain, and Web3. And today, as usual, we're going to be talking about the top news in the market as well as take a look at the amazing price action that we're currently seeing in cryptocurrencies. Despite the minor dip that we saw sometime early last week towards the and which stretched towards the end of last week has finally been shed, and now as Bitcoin sort of inches closer to its all-time high, it's going to be a really exciting ride from here on that we're going to be taking a look at shortly. But before that, I have a quick few updates for anyone who's joining for the first time or is new to the Voice of Crypto space. Well, first things first, if you're not already following us on all the various social media platforms that we're on, including LinkedIn, X, Facebook, Instagram, Binance Feed, YouTube, then make sure that you do the same. Also, we have really bustling communities on WhatsApp and Telegram, so make sure to check that out. Voice of Crypto's announcement group or community on Telegram is where all the action happens. That's where we post the alpha from the Web3 space. So make sure to be a part of the change, be a part of Voice of Crypto's announcement group on Telegram. The link to the same has been dropped in the comments section of whichever social media you guys are joining on. That said, we will now kick off our analysis bit of today's session. And as we can see, with the market rising, with the market cap finally above 2 trillion, the market sentiment, the current market sentiment is in extreme greed. It essentially means that there's a lot of FOMO, there's a lot of euphoria driven trading that's happening, a lot of investments, and a lot of capital flowing into the crypto market, which is all in all a good it's a good sign for not just the long term trajectory, but in the short term as well as we approach the Bitcoin halving, which is now less than 2 months away. In fact, to be precise, it's 53 days from today. So, with the Bitcoin halving in sight, it is going to be a fun ride, or so we hope. The global crypto market cap at the moment is comfortably placed above the 2.21 trillion US dollar mark, marking an over 3% rise in the last one day. Market volumes have soared above the 100 billion US dollar mark, and this does represent one of the more vibrant days in terms of trading and investments in the market. While there's a short-term dip, we can see that on a 24-hour volume chart, volumes are down by over 5% in the last one day. Even so, volumes maintaining a close to 105 billion in terms of trade on a day basis does mark that the crypto market is rather active and has been for the last couple of days. And this can largely be attributed to Bitcoin's rally that we have seen in the last 1 week or so. In the last 7 day, BTC price is, we can clearly see here, has gained over 15%. On a daily basis, Bitcoin price is over 5%. That is, we have over 5% profits on a day basis. On a 1 hour time frame as well, we can see Bitcoin is gaining. So in the hyper short term, and the mid short term time frame, on both of these three time frames, we can see BTC price gaining quite a bit of momentum. BTC has finally crossed the 59K US dollar level, and it's now closer to the all time high. In fact, what's interesting is that Bitcoin is now closer to the all time high, to the 2021 or 2021 all time high, than it is to the 2023 low. So, all in all, with Bitcoin sort of soaring past key resistance levels at the 57.5K US dollar mark and now closer to the 60K mark, we can expect BTC price to continue rallying amid the entire Bitcoin halving driven euphoria that we're seeing in the market. Basis the Bitcoin rally, we can also see quite a few altcoins right here rallying. Of course, ETH is following Bitcoin's footsteps, but Ethereum entered a rally much before Bitcoin did. In fact, a few days prior to BTC rally kicking off. In fact, Ethereum sort of crossed the 3K mark, and that kind of triggered a DeFi rally for quite a few altcoins in the DeFi ecosystem. BNB following rather closely. BNB is also above the 400 US dollar mark, which does act like a key psychological support resistance mark for BNB token. In terms of daily gains, we can see most of, in fact, all of the altcoins in the top 10 are gaining, in a few in single digits. And in terms of weekly gains, most of the altcoins are registering double digit gains. Dogecoin, interestingly, has gained over 4% today. So is Shiba Inu. We'll come to that later. But Dogecoin, which is a top meme coin in the market currently, has been for a long time, has gained over 4% on the daily, over 1%, close to 1.5 on the hourly, and close to 20% gains on the weekly. And this is Dogecoin finally entering a rally. And for the longest time, we did not see a lot of volatility on the Dogecoin price action, but now Dogecoin is finally gaining momentum. Avalanche not gaining a lot, but in terms of the larger market, uh, basis the larger market rally, Avalanche, Cardano are both gaining a little over 2.5%. XRP, on the other hand, managing to be one of the top gainers in the top 10 assets. In fact, on a daily basis, we can see that XRP has gained the highest in terms of the 24-hour gains, that is over 5%, close to 5.2%. XRP and Solana both are managing well in terms of weekly gains as well. A closer look at the top 20 altcoins by market cap show that Shiba Inu, following the footsteps of Dogecoin, is doing rather well. One reason behind this could be an uptick in large transactions on Shiba Inu, which uh, points towards a lot of whales or institutional investors entering the market. At the moment, we can see Shiba Inu gain over 7% on the daily, close to 17, over 17, close to 18 on the weekly. ICP doing rather well in terms of daily and weekly gains. So is Bitcoin Cash. Uniswap, surprisingly, Uniswap, Toncoin, and Matic, these three cryptocurrencies in the top 20 are the only ones that are suffering a bit of loss on their daily price window. We can already see Uniswap down by over 2% on the daily. However, it's interesting to note that this is largely Uniswap price getting oversaturated after the run that it saw in the last 1 week. Weekly gains of close to 50% are still intact for Uniswap, but I'm sure that RSI at this moment for Uniswap signals overbought, and that is what is leading to a little bit of burnout for price, or a little bit of saturation, which we can see in Uniswap price at the moment. We will, towards the end of our session, take a look at some of the top gainers and losers of the day. But before that, let's all address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the bull in the room, because we are officially in a bull market as BTC surged past the 59,000 US dollar level in European morning hours just today. This has led Bitcoin to add over 5% in its market capitalization, and market capitalization for BTC has finally crossed the 1.2 trillion mark. The price spike has a lot to do with the ETFs, and we already know that ETFs recorded over 3 billion in cumulative trading volumes on Tuesday, contributing to the demand. So there's a lot of demand for this rather safe product that lets you buy into crypto in a more safe and secure, as well as regulated way. And just yesterday, inflows into ETFs, spot ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, sort of accumulated to about 3 billion. And that is a direct contributing factor to the Bitcoin price, that the price action that we have seen. In fact, some traders, a lot of traders and analysts are also pointing this rally towards the Bitcoin halving event. It is expected to happen in April. We are about 55 days away from the Bitcoin halving event, and this does pump in the new narrative, causing a bullish effect pre-halving. It's also called a pre-halving rally. In fact, what's interesting is that futures bets on lower Bitcoin prices took on 25 million in liquidations since the Asian morning hours. As per data from CoinGlass, we have noticed that the bets that were placed on the lower Bitcoin prices were sort of liquidated. So, a lot of short liquidations happening in the market as Bitcoin price gains more momentum. But following Bitcoin's price action is, and backing Bitcoin's price action is Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. These are the top cryptocurrencies in the top 10 by market cap that have managed to make the most gains. Of course, there's Doge that has been added to the list as well in the last couple of hours. And all of this has led the market to enter a state of extreme greed, wherein there's a lot of FOMO, and there is, of course, a lot of euphoria and FOMO driven trading happening in the markets at the moment. But a quick disclaimer for anyone who's joined right about now, that being, if you guys are new in the market, make sure to do your own research, and none of what we say in these sessions or what our guests say in Voice of Crypto sessions is financial advice. So make sure that you always do your own research. That is the mantra to success in this space. In terms of news, one of the biggest news came in from Centrifuge, where crypto custodian Finoa offers Centrifuge's tokenized T-bill fund. Tokenized assets pioneer Centrifuge is linking its Anemoy to fund Finoa's 300 plus crypto institutions. Now, Finoa is a crypto custodian with a license from the German regulator BaFin, and it has integrated with Centrifuge's Anemoy tokenized T-bill fund into its custodial wallet system. Anemoy is set up and regulated in the British Virgin Islands and is focused on large DeFi investors, DAO treasuries, and stablecoin protocols. Finova's 300 plus institutional crypto customers routinely sit on idle halls of stablecoins that could be earning interest. It is an interesting partnership that is coming up in the market really soon and can benefit institutional investors to quite an extent. In another news coming in from US, and as we know that in terms of regulations, US is one market that the rest of the globe sort of looks towards. Senator Warren hits out at crypto once again and says that the industry needs to follow the same regulations as traditional finance. Warren said that crypto would need to fall in line with the rest of the US financial sector, and the senator's anti money laundering bill, which would bring the Bank Secrecy Act to crypto, is awaiting approval. This would essentially mean that if this bill is passed in the US Parliament, it would essentially lead all the crypto firms to follow the same sort of regulations that the Bank Secrecy Act, that under the Bank Secrecy Act, all the banks follow. Now, we already know that Senator Elizabeth Warren has called out to the crypto industry quite a few times, but now she's saying that she wants to collaborate with the industry and wants to make the industry a little bit more regulated. All of this was said during an interview with Bloomberg Television. In another news, Sam Bankman Fried, or SBF, has asked for 6.5-year prison term after conviction in the FTX collapse. And we are getting new updates day in and day out from the SBF case, the entire SBF FTX conundrum that took place in 2022. Bankman Fried's lawyers objected to the to the pretense investigation report, or the PSR, which recommends a sentence of 100 years in prison, calling it grotesque. Now, while the plea is a bit too grotesque, SBF is advocating 6.5 years for himself in prison. Very recently, we also saw pictures of SBF coming in live from the prison, which we have also shared on Voice of Crypto's X. So if you haven't already checked it out, make sure that you do. And We will be soon dropping the link to an interesting campaign that we're having here at Voice of Crypto. The price pool for the same is a massive $1,000. So if you're already not a part of this campaign and haven't filled the various criteria that we need, make sure that you do the same. We have dropped a Gleam link to our awards campaign that we're organizing on the occasion of Voice of Crypto completing 2 long years in this Web3 space. So make sure that you guys vote for your favorite creators, founders, VCs in the Web3 space, and also get a chance to win from that prize pool of about $1,000. So don't miss that out. And lastly, we will take a look at some of the top gainers of today. There are sure quite a few gainers in the market today. We have the star of the show, that is Pepe Coin. Today is a great day for meme coins at large. Pepe Coin, however, has been rallying since the beginning of this week, and clearly the Pepe rally knows no bound. But at the moment, in terms of the hourly price, we can see that Pepe is down by close to 4%. This does mean that there's a bit of saturation in the market for Pepe at the moment. And despite the close to 200% weekly gains and the over 50% daily gains, we need to keep an eye out for Pepe. And this won't exactly be a great time to enter trading for Pepe coin at the moment. So maybe watch out for those close support levels and for Pepe to fall back to those before you enter trading for Pepe coin. But closely following Pepe is Arviv, Bonk, Aptos, and Sats. Early on Monday, when we were checking out some of the top losers in the market, I remember pointing out Bonk, Sats, and Pepe and how these tokens stand a great chance to rally especially since they were down to their closer support level. So at the moment, we can clearly see that the top five gainers are Pepe, Arviv, Bonk, Aptos, and Sats. But due to the larger Bitcoin rally and the market essentially turning towards taking a more bullish turn, we can expect more altcoins to sort of rally in the coming days. But until then, we're going to watch out for some of the top losers because as they fall, they're bound to make a comeback in the market once they hit their lower support levels. So maybe watch out for Theta, WorldCoin, Python Network, Beam. On a weekly basis, we can see that there are a few losers, um, but at large, we do not see a lot of altcoins losing ground on their weekly price perspective, which does mean that the larger market at the moment is pivoted more towards bullish. That said, we will be joining you guys soon. We'll be joining you tomorrow in another live session. So thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure that you follow our Clean Campaigns link for more updates. And with that, I'll be wrapping up today's session. Stay crypto curious and keep watching and following Voice of Crypto.